Hi, welcome to Pepper's Echo. My name's Andre, and I am so stoked today because the chap that I usually refer you to downstairs in the comments and that I say, if you want a deeper delve into what the man in the street looks at and you want to get to the meaty parts of it, that's the man you follow, that's the man you watch. Guess what? And I'm going to bring him in now because time is limited. Welcome, Masa Ayakant. Welcome, Renaldo.
How's it? How you doing?
I am stoked, absolutely like a little kid, majorly excited. Very, very grateful that you would, even someone of your stature, would consider coming onto a little show like Pepper's Echo, which is very humbling, if I can say that to you.
Just a sarcastic guy. I'm nothing special. I like to get under the skin of people. So I suppose if you want to put me on a pedestal, getting under people's skins, that's the best one.
I love that, and I've got something to come on that one for you, Nana, as well. Getting under people's skins, and it's not the skin; It was the eye that killed me. And one of your followers, Mel. Hello, afternoon, Voortsackers, because you got.
How's it, Mel?
And so I know your time is limited. I am, what's the name? There's also, hello, Cameron. I don't know if it's the same Cam that was on Laura's stream the other night.
Yeah, it was.
I do try and watch all you guys' streams. I do get yours every morning, as I said, because 1 o'clock sometimes I do make it, but every morning I do get yours. And then when you do remind us, I'm off onto Laura's stream. I do try and watch a lot of Chris's stuff as well. I love his stuff too. I'm always, first thing in the morning, first thing on my show is I'm a man from the outside looking in. I read the papers and I look at it and I try and just interpret and go, what would the guy who's looking in the newspaper go, what the? And I try and look at it that way. But then I also try and say, take a look and say, guys, you know what? You want to know a little bit deeper? You go to Renaldo, you go to Chris Wyatt, you go and take a look at Ramon. And those guys over there.
If you have to, like, if you're really running out of options, then you can go to the morning shot. No, I'm just joking. As long as you never go to Loving Life, that's the important thing. Stay away from
the bell for information.
Yeah. Ring the bell for updates.
No, I think he shot himself in his foot trying to open up his own internet TV or something stupid like that along the lines. But no,
I'm sure it'll do well in Australia. But
I can't fit him in. He's no fun. He's no fun at all.
Maybe you should get him. Like, the thing is, I've heard from people that interviewed him that he's so up his own arse about how important he is. So maybe get him on and see if he is like that. I mean, I know that he would never come onto my stream, and he's rejected or he's pulled back his invites to go onto his stream. So I'm assuming it is what it is.
I saw that. I saw your. I've actually gone back into it and wonder why not, because I would have loved to have seen you pick his.
I would love it. Like, even if he puts an offer on the table, I'm there. Even on his like channel, or not his channel, on his website that gets like 5 people, I'll go on there. It's fine.
Yeah, I could be quite picky as well, as I said, and do a little bit of facetious things, but I got to be careful. I'm still small and growing. Just not people sort of brand me or something like that in the process. But I just like those little fingers
growing.
When the glasses come off and they get thrown onto the table there.
Exactly. Well, I'll replicate it. It's like,
yo, bro.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, sorry, I'm not sure why, because now I'm obsessed with Loving Life again. I'm sorry. Let's move along.
It's okay. No, I brought it up as well, but yeah, no, we were actually going where you got to go to, and yeah, at the bottom of the line, I always had Germ, but he didn't. I don't know. He's not around anymore. I don't know if he's around these days anymore. I haven't done much of him. He does interviewing things. And I know he's had a couple of disagreements. I'm not even going to go down that lane with you at the moment.
No, we can.
No,
we can. I'll sum it up briefly. I love Germ. I think that he is an awesome guy. I just think that for the last year, he's been obsessed with COVID-19, and he's At the moment, I think he's at a crossroads where he's trying to get viewers at all expense, and that means hosting people that it's fine to host people that you don't agree with, but don't host people that is actually causing harm to society. So people
Thanks,
that
Alan.
deny that the Holocaust took place. I mean, that is problematic. But anyway, I love Germ, great guy. I just like for the last year, I just can't communicate with him because of his obsession over COVID-19, and just that's it. That it's as simple as that. He's on other platforms. I love you, Jim, but at the
Yeah,
moment you're just
I've still got his
unplayable.
links in the
That's it.
bottom as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
I put yours, Chris, Ramon, Joe, because I really enjoy old Joe as well.
yeah,
And
he's a legend.
then I put Jim at the bottom. Those are the guys that I actually keep up with. And then usually when you tonk us in the direction of going to see someone, I think it's Friday nights, which I catch on a Saturday morning, is Laura. I try and support Laura as well. Because, it's sometimes nice and a lot of fun. Talking COVID, what's your perspective or view? And I tell you why, because last week, Tuesday, we went for our first COVID injections. And next week, Tuesday, I think we're going for the second one. I think by Friday, I should be fluent in Mandarin because it's the Sinovac.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Look, I mean, it's something that really took the world by storm in the sense of fear. Now, we can look in retrospect at the survival rate and we can go, it's something that people lost their minds over. But what you have to understand is that South Africa, and I'm speaking from the South African perspective, if our hospitals had to be overwhelmed, a lot of people would die, because one of the things that happen with COVID-19 and with one of the symptoms of it is that you can't breathe and you need to be on oxygen. Now, imagine if all provincial hospitals were packed, if all private hospitals were packed, and if there were tens of thousands of people that got it at exactly the same time. That is why the lockdown took place. Now, I agree with the first 21 days of lockdown. I agreed with a lot of things, but I mean, it's been more than a year now. It makes no sense. Our hospital system should be prepared, and it isn't. So, I mean, it's turned from a concern for the public into an absolute farce and a way to get a lot of money. So the original intentions worldwide was justified, but now it's just like, I mean, the state of disaster was extended, I believe, 2 or 3 days ago with another month. Yeah, it's now until the end of May, I believe.
Well,
yeah.
No, I just, we've got to do what we've got to do. And I'm sure I've put worse things into my body than that vaccine, because to actually keep our jobs, to get the schools to be able to try and open up, because we don't have any children at school at the moment. We went in and taught online. Now they've actually imposed a lockdown since Wednesday. And they had a curfew from 8 o'clock at night till 5 in the morning. And then Wednesday night they went in lockdown. Got to tell you this story. Went shopping at a supermarket down the road from me, but I'm almost like on a little island, and then over to the city. And we went to the supermarket, but it was crazy. And it's been Khmer New Year. We've had 3 public holidays. And it was crazy in the supermarket. I said to my wife, no, we're going to the big one in the middle of town. This is just mad. I'm not standing in queues. These people are going mad for Khmer New Year purchasing. Didn't realize that somewhere along the line, someone got a voicemail from Hun Sen, the Prime Minister, that it said he was going to do a lockdown from the middle of the night. Head to the middle of town, grab a tuk-tuk, one of these like 3-wheeled buggy effort things, and off we go to the middle of town. A shit show, I tell you, a shit show in there. There was queues from the tills to the back of the store and around. We got there 6:20. And I said, well, I'm standing in the line. You run, my wife must run, and she packed in everything into the trolley. At 9:03, we got helped at the till.
Wow.
From 6:20. I stalked after a woman. I like this flippin' pervert stalker walked out behind her to go and get her trolley because there weren't any trolleys. What do you want?
At least you didn't have my mustache. If you had that, then she would be
it's gone all grey, dude. I've got to dye it.
No, but at least you've got like a beard. I've got like my snort. Like it looks a little bit. So yeah.
But I tell you what, we're going to have to go a long way to catch up with Chris. But the bottom line is we got out of there after 9, 9:30. I couldn't get back home. They blocked the bridges, the cops, everything. So needless to say, with a month's groceries, the wife and I go booking into our hotel for the evening because we can't get back to our own house due to curfew. And then that evening, we had 12 o'clock tonight is lockdown. I never slept. 5 o'clock when our curfew was up, grabbed a car and got back here ASAGTP. And now they've locked us down. So the guys are actually from tomorrow on starting to teach from home as such. Somebody just put there, apparently burning down hospitals is easier. No way I think Charlotte Maxeke was an accident.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I see what is being seen. It's the new news, but yeah, the hospitals being burnt. I mean, it's like the service delivery protests that are taking place. You are burning the institutions that you want to help you to prove a point that you're not getting services. It's African logic.
But I'm not going to run on COVID forever. As I said, I'm having the lockdown year, etc., etc. Got a couple of things I want to push past you, and I know time is running quickly, and I just enjoy talking so much. If you hear me,
no, it's fine. Well, me too.
Usually I'm sitting here on the echo, just yakking and yakking and yakking. There's only 2 or 3 people, but yeah. Now I wanted to ask. Well, first of all, I wanted to know like where you from. You grew up in Uitenhage, okay?
Well, yeah, I grew up in Dispatch actually, which is literally
I know exactly
like,
where that was. Yeah.
Yeah, Donnie Gerber, the Springbok coach, Erasmus, bunch of people, great rugby players from Dispatch. It's 5 minutes from Uitenhage. Now, if people want to just know where Uitenhage is, it's the Volkswagen factory.
Yeah,
that's all you need to know. So I was born in Uitenhage because Dispatch doesn't have a hospital. So I went to primary school in Dispatch, secondary school, and then I went to high school in Uitenhage at Brandwag. And then, yes, I moved all the way from Uitenhage to Port Elizabeth, which is 35 kilometers away. And I studied further. So, yeah, I mean, I've been living in like a radius of 45 kilometers for 99% of my life. But I have traveled the world, and I have traveled the length and breadth of South Africa. So, yeah.
No, you're very fond of the States as well. So you're born and bred in basically Eastern Cape, growing up there. You've never been in Johannesburg or Cape Town or anything like that. And I know you're very fond of the States. And this is why the last time I also said to you is you should have a Voortsacker tour. Block booking, 6 months beforehand, everybody's paid up for their tour. Not like struggle this way, struggle that way. Then everyone can actually join you on a week's excursion to the States, and then everyone buggers off back, and you spend another week or 2 with your wifey there by yourself.
That's not a bad plan. I mean, I like that. So you do a proper Voortsacker tour, and you go to the that's not bad. I like that idea.
Everyone's got their little cap and their T-shirt, and you just. There are organized tours and things that you can do. So you have a week in the States. If you want to stay there and do your own thing afterwards, is your problem. Otherwise, you go back with the tour. And after that, the 2 of you go to wherever you want to. And I
like that. So that sounds like a plan, because I'll be the worst tour guide ever, because as my wife has told me time and time again, the only reason she went to the United States is to go and see the Eiffel Tower. The Statue of Liberty, and then we didn't even go there because I didn't feel like it. And then when we went to Central Park, we spent like 45 minutes in Central Park. So like people will be very disappointed if I'm the tour guide. But if there's another tour guide, then hey. But it sounds like a plan. Eh? I might work on something like that, and maybe even do like a South African one as well, where we can go literally in the middle of nowhere and everybody just meet up there, and we have like a long weekend where we just like party and talk cock. I like it.
That'd be fantastic. Sitting around the fire with Renaldo, actually being able to chat. That I think would be, you know what, not your hour. You've got a weekend there of just chatting.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'd be lekker.
You know what I said when I go back to visit South Africa, and I've got to, and that's why I'm making friends with you, because my mom's in PE. She's in a Methodist old age home in Park Road. And you got to keep that place clean, and your DA's got to get that place taken over very soon, because my mom's there. But
we have taken over again, and we are cleaning up, so that's good.
That's happiness. But I always said when I go back to South Africa, I want to do what I couldn't afford in South Africa. I want to go up Table Mountain with a cable car. I want to do the hop-on buses. I want to do Kruger Park. I want to go. Everything is so internationally priced there. Yeah, you will find in Cambodia something that amused me totally. If you're Cambodian local, you're either free or you like 10% of the price, or at least 50% or less to go in. If you're going to Angkor Wat, if you go to Phnom Penh Safari, if you go to the palace, whatever, it's like either free or nothing. If you're a foreigner, you pay dearly. You pay your full price. You pay your $10, your $40, $60 to go to Angkor Wat, whatever, etc., etc. And I think South Africa would do well to adopt something similar, to be able to increase internal tourism and to make it possible for their own people to see the country. And I do believe that should they make it cheaper for their own people to see the country, that they would also generate more turnover for tourism. Even if you're charging a person 50% less than what you would charge a foreigner, or even 20% of the price, you will still find more people going to the attraction, taking part in these things, doing it. And you know what? I'm happy, if, as a South African, I'd be happy to go and flip my ID book out there and show you I am South African. I'm happy to pay less. And I think they would be able to generate.
I know that the game parks do that.
Is it?
But it's not wildly known, but game parks have like a different price list for South Africans. But I hear what you're saying. Like, for instance, Robben Island, going up Table Mountain, that is all just one fee, take it or leave it. And I mean, that's a bunch of bullshit because, I mean, it does, not everybody has got the exorbitant price to go to Robben Island or up Table Mountain. It's unfortunate.
This is the whole thing, but more people will. I mean, let's go up Table Mountain. You've got a family of 5 and you want to have a meal up there, maybe.
No, you don't eat. You take your own food. I've seen the prices up there.
You take your own food and you climb. I have never gone up by cable car. I have only walked up from Kirstenbosch Gardens, and you go up to Maclear's Beacon and across. And that was yonks ago. I was very, very young. I don't know if you can still walk up there or not.
I'm not too sure. I know that I'm so lazy that when we went to the southernmost tip, there's this like slanted cable car, or this not cable car, this train. It's a train that goes up, but it costs something like, it's literally, I think it's like 75 to 100 meters, but it's so steep, right? And you have to pay like 150 rand, and that was the easiest 150 rand I've ever spent in my life. Because on the right hand side, you see these people that are walking up like about 1,000 flight of stairs, or 1,000 stairs rather, steps of stairs, and it's like, no, I'm all right. I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that 150 rand. So yeah.
Like the other day, we had some friends, and they said, "No, come out for the day. It's their year's reunion that they've been here." And we've only been here now just over 2 years ourselves. But we've got everybody rides scooters over here. No big bikes that you really see. Bakkies and trucks like you will not believe. I don't know what the people are compensating for, but
massive trucks.
A Navara is equal to what the 1400s are over there. The rest is flipping huge things that they're on. But we take off on these like little 125 and 150cc scooters. To go about a 60k, 70k out on the roads to go and see this broken temple called Phnom Chizor. Beautiful, but Lord, what a road. They were working on the roads. The guys decided, no, they'll take the shortest route and not the most economic route. So next thing, we are paddling past rice paddies. There is sand up my nose. There is sand up my ass. The sun is burning the crap. And as you can see, this isn't a white light. I am reflecting like this naturally. But and we are dead tired. And the wifey gets there with me. And as we get to the entrance of the temple, starts the 424 stairs to the temple.
Nah.
You know that thing with Jonathan?
Take photos, bring it back. No, take photos and bring it back.
Tag me.
Nah. Yeah, exactly. Tag me up there. That's it. I was there. No, I
Uh,
hate stairs. I hate stairs. Oh, okay. I
um,
think what people are talking to is that the people are talking about the fire.
oh,
It's
I'm not sure.
The Rhodes Monument. There's a fire close to the Rhodes Monument. I don't know what the news is on whether or not it was started by somebody or well, it's just a hot day in Cape Town. Runaway felt fire, Rhodes Memorial Restaurant damaged, hikers and visitors urged to evacuate. So at the moment, it's just a massive fire that's on the side of Table Mountain on the Rhodes Memorial side, but we don't know yet what's going on there.
Looks quite hectic.
It is. It is like it's very hot in Cape Town today, and you can see from the photos that it looks like a massive like
Just
explosion, but it's not.
moving
It's just a
towards
big fire.
UCT or something like that. I don't know. I'm looking at the news here. I can actually just pop that on there. That's what it looks like there at the moment. Out of control fire moves towards UCT after gutting part of Rhodes Memorial.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Black Twitter will be very happy for that one.
Yeah.
But Rhodes Memorial is made out of stone and marble, so good luck. It just needs to
Well,
spit and polish.
weren't they throwing petrol on the thing the other day? What do they? Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was that, and then it was that statue in Joburg, I believe, that they tied. Like it's probably like a 2-ton statue, right? That they tied this little rope around and tried to pull it by.
And they're all trying to pull this thing down. Oh,
and I was like, they are definitely not engineering students, or if they are, they should ask for their money back. So yeah.
No, there's many things I must tell you that I enjoyed, and one of the things that actually you sway a lot of people's opinions, although you're very lenient on opinion as well, and as I say, you let me see, you sway a lot
like
of
that.
you sway a
like
lot of people's opinions. I don't know,
Nice.
it's not the lights coming out there, but yeah, it came from this one, and your opinion made it this one.
And this one's so much better. It's just so much better.
It's really good. I sit on it with my streams as well. Sometimes I have like a family friendly stream that 4 other friends and myself and my wife do at, well, your time it'll be 12 o'clock. We do it 5 here, called the Motley Mix Sunday Salad. And I sit there with this thing and I get these looks from everyone. This is a family show. I said, yeah, it's a vape. But mind you, they banned, they've banned vaping, yeah. Mm-hmm.
For what reason?
I don't
because
know.
They can't regulate it.
Something like that. So you got to do it. Yeah, Divan is one of the guys there with 2 vapors. But yeah, so they banned that. Yeah, but yes, taking a look, you have more than one job. Yeah, you do streaming. So I have almost a dual question. Streaming. You have built, look, I mean, whether you like it or not, you have a streaming celebrity name, especially in South Africa. You're one of your top streamers that people go to. You can actually mention your name and people know who you're talking about. Going along your road, how's that affected you? Has it not affected you at all? Has it put a lot of pressure on you? Because I know there's a lot of pressure to keep your stream going. You said at one stage you'd run it weekly. And then during lockdown, it came nightly, and you could see some nights that you were buggered and you had to run the stream because there was just so much demand on it. But how has it affected you, if any at all?
So
like celebrity status?
Well, no. Okay. Firstly, I would vehemently disagree that I am at all a celebrity. Like I hate the concept of that. And I have to say that I've been in Joburg and in Cape Town, and then somebody would come up to me and say, "Are you the guy from YouTube?" And I'm like, "Well, there's a bunch of people on YouTube. What are you referring to? Like the guy that speaks politics?" And I'll be like, "Yes." So I've had a couple of people that have recognized me. PE is small. Everybody knows everybody. So for me, it's like, no, it's not a celebrity thing. It's just somebody that you saw, and it's like you can consider me, one of the guys around a fire. How it has affected me, though, is that it's actually it went from a platform where I used to rage and be angry about the current state of South Africa to now actually having a place where mostly like-minded people like come to discuss things, and people disagree. And then, it's like a sort of a stress reliever almost. The live
Mhm.
streams have turned into a stress reliever. My original videos that I uploaded was to like obviously show my anger at things, but the live streams have changed it all around. Now, if I was in a job that wasn't political, if I was in a corporate job, then obviously I think that I would have long ago been cancelled, for no valid reason, but just because of cancel culture being what it is.
Mhm. Mhm.
But because I'm in politics, and because politicians are in this country assumed to be controversial, or at least it'll take a lot to get them cancelled. I feel that it's hampered my political career, because a lot of people know who I am, and they will talk shit about me or try and have a gotcha moment with me.
Mhm.
But I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, I never got into politics because I wanted to become a career politician. I never started YouTube to get 100,000 subscribers. I did it because I'm passionate about it. That's it.
Mhm.
And that's me. Yeah.
You're still going. No, that's great. As I said, I just some nights when you were doing the 5 nights, and as I want to just go back. Yeah, Mel said very rightfully so. Don't forget, Ronaldo literally saved a lot of people during lockdown. He kept us sane, informed, and alive, and we are like family. And don't forget, Carter kept you
Thank you,
alive as
Mel.
well. I love
Yeah,
that,
look, I
guys.
mean, I don't think keeping people alive is a bit extreme, but I would say I enjoyed entertaining, because I'm sure a lot of people have noticed that I've just relaxed a lot more on my streams, and like the more comical side of me has come out, which a lot of people didn't know I had, because what you would always see is like Ronaldo talking about the ANC, talking about the EFF. And now you've got me on a live stream interacting with people and making jokes. And I
Mhm.
think that it's shown, because that is what you see during the live stream is literally how I am, and the interactions with me and my wife, that is how we speak to one another. That is who and what we are. So you are getting me at my normal state, and not an angry video that it's 6 minutes long where I'm amped and angry because of whatever's going on. So yeah.
I'd like to steer Pepper's Echo in that general direction. At the moment, I have very, very little interaction, if any. I have Linda. Is it Linda van Rooyen? She's
Mm.
also on your show. You know what? She's the one who actually said, "Why don't you get hold of Ronaldo?" And I'm going, "Oh, the guy is never even going to look at me. I mean, never." That's
No,
what I
but
say.
that's bullshit. I'm just busy. Like I would
Yeah.
literally go on
Well,
anybody. If somebody just created a YouTube channel yesterday and they said, "Listen, Ronaldo, would you like to come on?" I'm keen. It's not about the subscriber numbers, it's about the content. Because
well,
I'll be honest now, let me once again bring that old toppy from Australia in. Like, if subscriber numbers is anything to go by, then it shows you that sometimes maybe it's better not to have a lot of subscribers. Or if you look at the follower numbers that Julius Malema has, like Julius Malema's got millions of followers on Twitter. I mean, it's not always good. So your content quality is not judged. It's not based on how many subscribers you have. That just
mhm.
shows YouTube's algorithm messing around and doing what it does best, which is not promoting up and coming content creators, but allowing people like Jake Paul and Logan Paul to like be the top YouTubers, which is just absolutely astounding. But yeah, anyway, sorry, that's my little rant.
No, that's cool. What I figure is what's really nice is I think because people have been able to note you because of the time that you've taken to be a genuine person. Not only are you a genuine person, but I do believe that the people who follow you and the people who watch you and that, I'll give a kudos up to them as well because they're also genuine. You
Mm,
haven't got a false, as you said, Malema can have them all. This is freaking Cole Nias who's picking me off these days.
mm,
You can have everybody can have this absolutely plastic following, and it's wonderful. You can click onto it and subscribe to it. I'm very, very picky about how I subscribe as well. I'll
mm,
rather go and hunt for the channel every time I want to see it than subscribe. But
yeah.
I think you've come across to everyone pretty genuinely, and as you said, they see you as you are. And now you've got a genuine bunch of followers, and to get 100,000 genuine followers,
Mm.
That's doing it. That's doing it for me. That's why I'm not
Well,
wearing
thank
a
you.
hat, because I took it off.
I Well, thank you. I have to say that I do have fantastic like-minded people and people that disagree with me that participate and are subscribed to my channel. The last thing that I want to be is an echo chamber. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that have this echo chamber, and they think that, and you can see the change in attitude once that echo chamber starts just preaching and praising this person. I mean, if I say something stupid on YouTube, then you can bet your bottom dollar that there's going to be at least 5 to 10 people that says, Ronaldo, you're talking cock now, which is great. Because the moment you have like a Bianca following or a Loving Life following, then you've lost it, because then you're in an echo chamber. And I don't really think I don't want that. I've also called out many people on a stream that did, like, let's say somebody said something that I disagree with and that I consider racist, and I tell that person to foot sack. I'm not going to try and keep people and get my subscriber numbers out of based on something that I don't believe in, because then I'm not genuine, firstly, to myself, and I'm also misrepresenting myself to the people that would like to subscribe.
Of course, yes. I mean, disagreement is part of what makes, I should have said, knowledge grow. You grow from disagreement. I might not agree with everything, but then sometimes, and I'll use an example from you. It's one of the reasons I actually started following you is Spur incident. And that was one of the first videos I picked up of yours. And I was like, Spur, and I'll never go there again, and this is absolutely ridiculous. And this happened when I was in South Africa, and so like, I will never put my foot into Spur, and blah blah blah. And then I listened to your leveled look at it and said, look, you know what, that lady wasn't right, but nor was that guy's attitude either. You don't do that to a lady, whether she's being like this to you. So we're not coming up for the one, but we're not coming up for the other. And if you're going to destroy this poor franchisee's business, because you're not going to hurt the big boys of Spur, then you're looking very, very bleak, especially if you're going to destroy some other franchisee's business who's put blood, sweat, and tears into. And I looked and I went, you know what, you're actually being unreasonable, Andre. This is the actual way to look at it. And that worked for me really, really well. What didn't work for me...
I did talk some sense.
Yeah, but what didn't work for me was the leftovers. 3 seasons of the leftovers.
Oh, that was brilliant.
True.
Come on.
I wanted to put a hot knitting needle through my eye when that thing ended.
It was brilliant. Like, you just don't understand the ending, all right? You just don't understand it. I have to say, though, the last season was a trip. The last season was an absolute trip.
Yeah, where they were all in that camp and that town, and it did end at least. You know what? I was grateful for the fact that it ended.
Yeah.
No.
But that's the thing. Like, if they didn't have the ending that they did, like the finale, then I would say that it would have been a shit show.
Yeah.
But it was better than Lost, because they didn't make you think, okay, maybe there's more to it. They actually ended it that made sense, which made it worthwhile, because it is. I'm sorry if you didn't enjoy it, but for me, it's one of the greatest shows. It is one of the greatest shows. By the way, another recommendation: make sure you watch *Halt and Catch Fire*. You'll really enjoy it.
I heard you the other day on that one. That I'll definitely do. No, look, I watched it and I like abstract, a little bit controversial. Like Tenet, I'm still watching it a couple more times, because that whole thing was mind blowing the way it came together. It was absolutely. And then I also heard from you and I went to watch this, and let's watch it again. And I'm onto YouTube channels explaining this thing, and it was brilliant. You watched Orphan Black at all?
I've watched 1 or 2 episodes, and actually, I decided not to watch more because at the time I was like in a headspace. I think it was the election time or something, and I couldn't actually focus on it. So I did park it, because I know that it's got great potential and I want to watch it. So thanks for reminding me. I'll definitely get it.
I quite enjoyed Orphan Black as well. That wasn't too bad. And then for cuteness, The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant. I love the Mandalorian. The finale was amazing.
I
The
loved it.
finale was
And
amazing.
how do you like that I know I'm going totally off all my questions over here, and we're not going to have time to go for them. So I'm
That's
hopefully
fine.
going to get to invite you back sometime again. And just getting back to that, you know what? You were actually communicated consistently well with me, considering all the pressure, because you were going back for your interviews and everything, and it all occurred, and you still communicated back, which
Well,
was
thanks for your
brilliant.
patience. I know that I didn't respond as efficiently
No,
as what I should. So
but I did a thing called AN Nazi, and it
okay,
was
ANC,
AN
Nazi.
Nazi. Yeah, actually,
I like that.
the little clip I actually
I saw that. I saw the one screenshot that you had
yeah,
of that. Yes.
and that was what's her name now? Now Kabara Linda. Oh man, the one who acts as the sheriff in the Mandalorian. She was a wrestler, but she's
Oh yes, yes,
very
yes,
very
yes. I
nice.
know you're
But she's
talking
also
about.
outspoken.
Yeah.
And hello, Rhodesians will
Our
never die.
auditions.
And she actually got fired from that show
I
afterwards.
heard. Yeah.
And I actually did a thing around it, because I said it reminds me so much of South Africa, sadly, because I don't talk bad about South Africa, but the people running it are absolutely asses. So
Yeah.
I looked at it, and she basically, one of her statements was, the Nazis never killed people in the towns and that. What they did was they got people to turn against each other, and they fought against each other, the Jews and the, I don't know, the non-Jews or whatever. They beat
Yeah.
each other up in the process, and all they had to do was round them up in the end. And I think South Africa, to a certain extent, does. Yeah. Cameron says Ronda Rousey. I don't know what her real name was, though. That, I think, was her acting name.
I
But
know
anyway,
it's not Ronda Rousey. Ronda
no,
Rousey was the
it was
UFC champion.
Kamara or something like that. But
Yeah.
but it's very very similar. I think, to a certain extent, most of South Africa wants to live together, is happy. I remember going to the driving range in Alberton. And there was a black guy who came there with his normal car, no Mercedes Benz, whatever, his two little kids. And I would still jostle around with them. I didn't play with the children, just in case it sounds bad. I just greet them and you know what?
Yeah.
And we'd
Pedo
come along,
alert.
and we would go get our bucket of golf balls, knock them around, and back in. And he was just, and I thought to myself, you know what? Isn't this just ironic? Two normal guys, just happy, wanting to make a living in a prosperous economic country. And the people who are stirring are not in the middle, they're on the top. And they're doing it because it's to their own advantage. And
Yeah.
what they are doing is exactly what she said. The guys at the top keep on pulling scabs off, and they create the animosity in the people who don't have a problem. The Jews and the non-Jews didn't have a problem living next door to each other until the Nazis it caused that. And I'm not
Created a
a
problem.
researcher or anything like that, but I just felt that was so true. And I said to the guys, take a look at this. If you move it to South Africa, it's the same thing. The people, the nation is happy to grow together. They want to, because they will all prosper.
Yeah,
However,
I
your
would.
government is willing to rule over ashes as long as they can
It's
rule.
true. The problem is that you've got a few vocal people in high ranking positions in government and in political parties like the EFF that is creating this animosity. But the thing is, they're creating an animosity with a small group of vocal people.
Yeah,
The vast majority, like I would literally say 98.5% of South Africans are all just like-minded individuals that want to live their lives. They want to spend time with their families and have a braai maybe with the neighbor every now and then. That's it. When you walk, I mean, the best way of explaining this is, how is your daily interaction in South Africa? Mine is, I maybe go to the shop, I interact with a couple of people, and then I'll go to my office. I'll get a bunch of phone calls from different people, colored people, white people, black people. And then my interactions are always nice. maybe that one day you get this arsehole that is like a real doers, but could be a white doers, it could be a black doers. No, I'm bringing sexual innuendos in here, but I'm just saying you could interact with people that are just arseholes. It's as simple as that. But the small minority of people that are on social media, unfortunately, on Twitter, on Facebook, they are the ones that want to ruin it for everybody else.
They can
And
be poisonous.
Yeah, and I mean they trying to spread this vitriol across the youth, and I'm happy to say that it looks like the majority of the youth aren't falling for this bullshit. The majority of the
Good,
youth
yeah.
just want to like, because they've built their friendships already because of so many black and white and colored people being in the same school. They've built up friendships, and they know that when Julius Malema opens his mouth and they're talking about white people, that this guy knows that Johan, his friend who is white, isn't like what Julius Malema is saying his white friends are supposedly supposed to be. So yeah, it's just the problem is that the vast majority of people are quiet, and they allow the small minority of people to speak and shout the loudest, which then the media reports on, because the media does not report
mainstream
on what
media grabs any
Yeah.
little trash that comes down the river. I
Exactly.
know your time's running down. You've got like about 4
It's
or
all good.
5 minutes left. But
No, I've got we can go. It's what we got 18 more minutes. Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, the
Okay.
reason that I'm leaving just for the people is because I have to take a Zoom call on a Sunday because I have to work. So it's not because I'm bored and I'm not enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the conversation.
I love it, and I love doing this. This is the most fun that I've had in a long time. So I want to sort of skip around on questions and discussions. But one thing I actually wanted, and I want you to be honest about it as well, and my feelings don't get hurt that easily, is what do you think about people that have left the country? Example, like myself. Should they still have a say in the country, or should we shut up and carry our own burdens?
This is something that I've changed my view on. If you asked Rendier, in 2008, 2009, I would say, you've made your bed, shut up. You've decided to move, go and live your life there, and don't worry about it. But obviously, things have changed to the point where back then I felt people left because they didn't believe in South Africa and what it could be, right? But if you look at I would say the last 10 years, you can go and say, I completely understand why people have left, is because the government has let them down, and the government has taken their rights away from them and their rights to flourish in this country. So the Renaldo of today believe that you definitely have a right to firstly move wherever you feel that your future is going to be the best for you and your family, and secondly, of course, you're allowed to have an opinion, but there are some expats that just take it a bit too far, because all they are doing is they move to a different country and then all they do is shit on South Africa, and they shit on the people that live here. And that I've got an issue with. If you decide that you want to leave, by all means leave. But then it's like if I had to leave South Africa, right, I would like still worry about my family and stuff, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time worrying about what happened because it's in my past. If I move to the United States or Canada, I'm going to focus on living my life in the United States or Canada. But unfortunately, you get some people that move, and you can kind of see the resentment that they have for the government, but they take it out on the wrong people. They take it out on people that still live in this country and say, oh, you're an idiot for still living there, knowing that a lot of people don't have the means to leave this country. So yeah, don't worry. I feel that people have a right to complain about this country even though they've left it.
No, I give you my point of view. Look, I don't see me ending my life over here. It's just, I was in retail for most of my life in South Africa. Had a little bit of a pace and a bit of a breakdown, ended in hospital, left the job, tried to get my own training business and that going. The company that actually ran me with retainers sort of went down, left me. And then I had to go back into retail again, much less salary. We had basically lost a lot of money on the business. My wife and I to sort of try scratch from the bottom again, and we couldn't get anything. So we were in Roodepoort in a flat, and you'd be up at 5 a.m, at work at 7 a.m, you'd be back at 7 at night, finished and tired, to redo it the next day.
No, that's not
Saturdays,
living. It's not
Sundays,
living.
whatever. We were basically surviving, not being able to put anything together. So and we couldn't get any breaks or any chance or whatever, as many people don't over there. However, so we decided, through a friend who'd said, we are teaching over in Asia, and that let's do it. I love teaching. I love training. It's a passion of mine. I don't come here for a sideline job for teaching. I love the little kids, the little dinky toys that come walking in the door there, the little Asian kids. But the people here are actually quite friendly, although they've been through a lot of trauma in the time of Pol Pot and the genocide. Genocide Museum, Killing Fields is something to see, and I'd love to do something on that on a video sometime as well. But I love South Africa. I still to this very day believe it is the most beautiful place in the world to live. It is easier to live here because we can afford to live. It's more affordable, but we can also save here. So what we're trying to do is actually save up to be able to buy a little flat or an apartment or something back in South Africa again. So that when we get to the time that we're like, okay, the world's not going to, we can't work anymore, move back there again, and we can retire there, because that's where we belong. I don't think I'll be in Cambodia forever. Maybe go to China sometime, because you do also earn quite well there. I'll go and join your buddy Jerry in there. But
Oh God, don't get started with it. As long as you don't become a mouthpiece for the CCP,
Nah,
please.
trust me, Jerry's just afraid of ending up in a body bag. But anyway, I just
thank you. You know,
that's all, because I'm telling you, I don't want to say too much, because I'm telling you, people get that out there, and next thing you just you don't say shit about that, bro.
but that's what I wanted to say. So you see, okay,
He's not
you are
allowed
an
to.
example. You are an example of an expat that I support and agree with, and then you get a Jerry, right? That is the best way that I can put it. You can get a guy like you, Andre, that is like just living the life, and you miss your country. And I'm sure that Jerry secretly misses South Africa.
Of course,
But the
yes.
problem is that he is now such a mouthpiece for the CCP, and too shit scared to mention anything negative. Because I asked him on Twitter the other day, I said, listen, you talk so much smack about the US and South Africa, and by all means, I completely get it, but mention one thing that you don't like about the CCP. And then he goes, oh, their visa policies, they should. And I'm like, that is a positive criticism, dude. Like, do you want to tell me there's not one thing that you disagree with the CCP on? Really?
Yeah, the fact that you can't disagree, I disagree with that.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
Your
do
freedom of speech, you're allowed freedom of speech, but you're not allowed the consequences of your freedom of speech.
Apart from
That's
the fact
problem.
that you've got a gateway there, you can't even get Google and all that wonderful stuff there, because it's all
That's the
controlled.
biggest irony. That's the.
But anyway, I don't want to go there, because I really want to
Yeah.
see you again, and I don't want to just like have a rest in peace sign over my.
for sure.
But then again, Jerry doesn't have to suck up and flip and check their shoe sizes by looking at his arse or something like that. But anyway,
No, it's crazy.
yeah. No, I try. I believe that it's important to try and fight for the country or help the country and that. And I believe that the only way that I can do it is through my mouthpiece of actually starting. And the stream actually was from watching you guys. And I thought, you know what, I can't do much from this side, but what I can do, and I go through the news and that, and yeah, you know what, I give the parties and that a hard time. And the best one as well that had my most views was the Isak van Zyl one on the back of the bucky at Senekal. But and then
No comment.
yeah, but yes, we'll pass on. But I just feel that it's a little bit that I can do, that I enjoy doing as well. I sometimes stress out that I haven't got anything proper to talk about in that, and I would rather have a little bit of chat like you've got now, that you can actually banter through, which really helps, because then it sort of like just gives you a fuse to talk on.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't have a problem with leaving the country. I just wanted to know because I know everyone says you shouldn't open your mouth if you don't have skin in the game. You know what? I have a brother and a mother. Brother's much older than me. I was one of those accidents that happened. You know what? No, we planned you. Yeah, right. But anyway,
Yeah, for sure.
but but yeah, and I do see myself returning to probably the world's most beautiful country under the sun. This country is beautiful, but it's war torn. Sorry, it is. You know. Someone
And
says
that's
to
the way
me,
South Africa is heading. I mean, the
what do you?
thing, if you ask most of the expats whether they would return to South Africa if the government had to change, then I think majority of them would say yes, because South Africa is a beautiful country. There's nothing like driving home on a afternoon and then smelling that braai. You know,
Yeah,
the people starting the braai like
that friendship.
exactly. And the thing is that the only thing that's really cuck in this country is the government. That's the only thing that's really cuck, and the government is causing a cuck economy, a crime-ridden country to exist. If you fix the economy and you get a police force that actually can do what they're supposed to do, then majority of the problems in this country will be fixed. It's not a hard fix. It really isn't a hard fix. But the problem is that the majority of people just they put their faith in the government, and they keep this government in power. But we'll see what happens this year with the municipal elections to see what the precursor is for 2024. We'll see what happens.
I'm holding thumbs because it's South Africa. You know what they talk Bosveld sunsets and the seas and things like that. It's very nice. That's pretty. But as you've hit the nail on the head, driving home in the afternoon, the beautiful suburbs, the smell of a braai. If you can actually see me, I have my hair standing like I had goosebumps. It is an emotion and it is an experience that raises an emotion within you that you cannot replicate anywhere. That smell of friendship, that smell of compadre, that, you know, bier om die vuur. I always say this, you know, you don't have to braai anything. You steek them on for atmosphere, a little bit of atmosphere. But
I love it. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's wonderful. It really is. I've also seen the nasty side of South Africa, and people go like, so did you have, you know, I being in retail and things to that effect, and I was in the outdoor retail business the last 2 years of my life, and I have had probably some of the worst treatments that I have had from white people, arrogant white people, and I think that's where the few and far between. By the way, I've had most beautiful friends as well. By the way, but and I think that's where the connotation of white privilege comes: is these people that won't let go. And because they are all in that age bracket, if I can also put it to you, it's never usually much of a, when I say youngster, I'm talking people in their 30s now are still youngsters. I'm talking about 50 plus, although I'm knocking on the door there. But yes, although Rhodesians will never die, I am a little grey around the...
Listen, I'm also gooiing the grey, and I'm like, I'm only hitting 40 soon, so yeah. The grayness is like a false flag. It's not real. Like my one friend was grey when he was 18 already. So yeah.
Mel says, I don't know much about Cambodia, so chats comparing to countries will be interesting. I'd love to have that. You know what, if we could take a look at things, I would love to put it up. You know what, guys, come onto the channel, we can chat about it. I don't want to bug Renaldo every 5 minutes, although I would like to bug you to come on again, because I'm having the most fantastic chat.
I'll be more than happy to come back on. We must just find the slot, and then I'll come back on. But I think that's a good angle for your videos, is to perhaps do a comparison and do a real life thing where you're out and about taking videos for comparative purposes. I think that'll be a good thing for maybe that you can show. For instance, what happens is Chris does that with the United States, where he does a comparison, but you will have a more direct comparison that you can do. I would definitely be interested to see that.
I'd love to do that. I do some videos on where I've been and what I've done. I've done that on the Motley Mix. Maybe I should bring it into the Echo a little bit more. Just quickly, it's not an echo chamber. It actually became my voice. I used to be a very big biker in South Africa, and I've traveled all over the country. I was based in Kimberley at first, and we've been Uppington, Mossel Bay, Cape Town, Harrismith, Clarence.
What bike?
Well, my first bike was a XJ 900, and then I bought my baby, which was my baby for many years, was a Blackbird.
Nice.
And the Blackbird, my wife and I toured the country flat with. In Cape Town, I got a V-Strom because then I started getting older, and you wanted to sit up a little bit more. In Johannesburg, when I left Cape Town, I said, that's it. Not riding a bike in Johannesburg. I got there for a month and I bought another V-Strom. But,
exactly.
they're phenomenal for touring. But my best tours and my best distance I used to do was on the Blackbird. And everywhere. We did Men with Balls from Bloemfontein, where we did Percy from the Heaths. We did the 1,000K round trips with that. I've been in freezing cold Allowell North for the Buff Rally. Albert Scribunti in PE. Up Buffalo Way, Muscle Bay Way for the Buffalo Rally.
1100 or 1200? I just can't remember the black.
1200. The Blackbirds at 1200.
1200.
XX, CBR 1200.
Yeah.
And it was pitch black. I'll have photos, guys. If you want it, subscribe. Get on here. Tell me. I always ask, what do you want to know? What do you want to listen about? I'll talk about that. I don't have to go South African politics. We can talk South Africa, where we've been. Cambodia, where we've been, the markets. Now, this is something that has changed my mind a lot about markets. When you see markets on TV and they the fresh produce and look at these fish and these funny things over here, and everyone thinks, oh, it's such a lovely market. Have you smelt those places?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yes, that
terrible.
fish smell and crap and everything. And they're all smiling, terrible. Holding up the fresh groceries.
I experienced that in Oman when it was the fish market as well. It looks beautiful on camera, but when you sit there and they blood and guts, and it's like, no thanks, no, we're good.
So and it's like, look, I go to markets over here and the pricing is good, and you know what they always say that you can get the price down and that type of stuff, but they always say, you know what, I feel happier knowing that a man can feed his family. Transkei, Rhodesians Never Die. I have not done Transkei. I was I was in Swaziland a little for the Swazi rally, which is very much like Cambodia. If you take a look, the road ends and things like that. There's Divan. Divan's actually a friend of mine who also teaches with me. He says, when you smell some of the places. And but yes, we can get there. Because people, what's it like? I said, look, it's lovely. It's affordable to stay. And I stay in a Western place and they say, well, how do you cope with the food? I said, I don't. I eat Western. I just don't eat Cambodian food. It's bland. Yeah. I eat Western food. I flush a toilet. I use toilet paper. They've got this thing here called a bum gun. I kid you not.
Yes, I know. I've seen that. No,
it's a thing on a little thing here next to the toilet, and you shove it underneath you and you spray, and some of them got an attitude, eh? Wow.
The thing is, the thing that I've never understood with that bum gun is how, because when you put it under and you start spraying, the shit falls on it, right? So when the next person uses it, there's obviously some of that reminiscent shit that's it just logically it doesn't make sense. It's like, imagine using toilet paper on the one side and then putting it back for other people to use on the other side. It's like, no, I didn't get it. Nah, sorry.
And they don't like, because the pipes here are very thin, so they don't throw stuff in toilet paper down. There's a basket that you must throw it in. I'm like, I can block if you have to block. My stuff flushes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We have some good fun. So I could show you a good couple of things that go out there. I've been on some hairy tuk-tuk rides, massive buckies, roads. I always say to people, you know what, go and take a walk down Soweto. And then you'll see what it's like. Yeah, it's not a bad place. The people are very humble. You obviously get your grumpy person here and there as well, but they are very, very friendly people. Usually they struggle to speak English, or a lot of them, but you can usually get by with English. But it is, look, I don't see it as my future, but it's been a good eye-opener, and it's been a good opportunity for me to have a chance. If you have a job in South Africa and you have a house in South Africa and you've got a family in South Africa, I don't think I would have left if I had any of that, because that's responsibility. Once you have responsibility, I had got to the point where I had basically zero responsibility and was almost running to zero insanity. And that's where I you've got to take your call. And that's where I'm also going to call it as well. Renaldo, it has been an absolute awesome pleasure. If you ever...
Thank you.
Yeah, Akun Charan. That means thank you very much.
There we go. I
But
like that.
if you ever got a Sunday, or no, your Wednesdays is with the Colonels. If the Colonel wants a little bit of chat in there as well, you can always throw me in there. But please don't lose my email. If you ever
No,
want some
pop
time,
me
or
an
you actually
email
want
and
to...
we can make it happen. Whenever
Yeah.
you feel like another one, let me know, and then
Next
I will
weekend?
commit
No, I'm
to when
kidding.
I can get that.
No, I'm kidding. I will definitely in a month or two's time maybe give you a shot. But if in between and you want somebody who talks a shitload and doesn't give you time to talk, and you can sit there and just smile at me, but it has been an awesome pleasure, an absolute honor. Guys that have actually come in, I know 90% of the people on here are from you. So thank you so much for also coming in to support. I couldn't share on to you guys
Be
as
sure to
well.
subscribe.
And oh yes, I do have one. I keep on forgetting those little things. There we
Well,
go.
I've subscribed, so there we go. I subscribed a
And
couple of days ago, so yeah.
thank you so much. And I'm coming to see you because I want to get a apron, and I want a cap because I love caps. And I want you to start thinking of devising a tech tie. I did mention it once. You did say, yeah, almost like the
I
Duran
like that
Duran
idea.
tie with just tech across it, or else whole check. I will be
remember
teaching.
that, yeah.
I will take you a photograph of me teaching in tech. Listen, I know you blocked on time, and it is already 1 minute past the hour. Thank you so very much. All the best to you and everything on the forward and going front. I look forward to chatting to you again. And as I said, don't lose my email, and please give me a shout if there's anything around. Thanks so very, very much.
Thanks, Andre. Have a good one.
Take care, always. Auf Wiedersehen.
Ciao.
I can take you out, I suppose. There we go. Guys, I'm going to leave it right there as well. It's been an hour. It has been an awesome hour. Thanks, Mel, Cameron, Rhodesians, Will Never Die. You guys have been absolutely fantastic, awesomes. And as I said, you are the genuine thing as well. Thank you so very much for everything. This has been a Pepper's Echo that I will never, ever forget. It has been an absolute awesome time. Thank you so much. Cheers, Mo. I'm going to call it over here as well. Thank you so much. Have a absolutely awesome week. Take care. Be good. And if you can't be good, at least be kind.